All right, Monday, September 16th, rundown. Myself, Nikki Smokes, Jersey Jerry, brought to you by High Noon. It's time to load up the ice and break out the oversized lawn games because the High Noon End Zone Pack is here. It includes limited edition fan favorites, pear and cranberry, along with black cherry, my personal favorite, and grapefruit. The High Noon End Zone Pack is a fall exclusive, which means it's here for a good time, not a long time. Visit highnoonspirits.com before your next tailgate to find a pack near you. Boys, what's up?
Jerry.
Victory Monday, 2 weeks in a row for you, Jerry.
Yes.
I think you're the last one in the clubhouse.
Yep, still undefeated. But the thing is, offense is just not up to par. It's not good. Their defense is lights out. People will say, oh, well, it's Bo Nix, it's the Denver Broncos. But if you watch these games, their defensive line is unreal, and their secondary is really fucking good. Linebackers are great. Everybody's fast. They fly to the ball. So I'm never worried about the defense. The offense is a major problem in Pittsburgh. Major.
So would you make the switch? We
Yeah.
were posting that on Pick Central. Would you make the switch to Russ?
If Russ is healthy, yes, 100%. I would.
Really?
Yes.
You don't think that causes a riff in the locker room, or they're 2-0?
Listen, I understand. I get the people who are saying he's 2-0. We have momentum. You have to stick with him. Okay, sure, I get that. What the Steelers are doing is not sustainable at all. Like, you're going to beat teams like the Broncos. You'll beat bad teams. Like, you'll beat a Jaguars team right now. You know what I mean? Teams like that. But
Giants.
Yeah, you're not going to beat Bills teams. You're not going to beat Ravens teams. You're not going to beat Chiefs teams. Like that.
I mean, I don't
them.
even think Russell Wilson would make you guys beat those teams that you just named.
I don't think so either.
Now, you have a point. Like, the offense will get better under him. Like, your first game you won with 6 field goals. This last game you threw a back shoulder fade to Darnell Washington.
Yeah.
That was the only touchdown that you have all year. I do think Russell Wilson is a better pure passing quarterback than Justin Fields, but I think Fields a little more mobile, and I think that helps your offense a little bit, even though they still can't fucking score.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you're stuck in the same spot that you've been the last 3-4 years, regardless of who you play.
Yeah, but the thing is, now it's like you bought Russ in. And Tomlin made it seem all offseason like Russell Wilson is our quarterback number one. Even when Russ got injured, he's not going to lose his job to injuries. What are you going to do? You're going to so what's the plan? Fields is going to play the whole year, and you're never going to see Russ, or Fields is going to play until. Yeah, we can't score 20 points, and we lost 2-3 games in a row. Now Russ is going to come in and with 4 or 5 games left. Like,
so you're saying make the switch early?
Yeah, make the switch early, because you can always go back to Justin Fields. You can always go back to Justin Fields. If you don't make the switch, you are never going to know what you have in Russell Wilson. And people hate Russell Wilson. That's fine. I get that. I get he's not who he was before, but he didn't have a terrible year in Denver this last year. He really
didn't.
Put up some stats.
Did it. Yeah, sure. Is some of that garbage time? Yes, of course. But when they were fucking getting
But that's
crushed,
what Denver does. All they do is score in garbage time.
Yeah, so the thing is, like, you're never going to know what Russell Wilson has unless he's fully healthy and you put him on the field. And if he fucking sucks, okay, you're done. They're not married to him.
Right.
They have him for 1 year for fucking $2 million. Then he's gone, and then that's it. Or, hey, if Fields is your fucking guy and you want to ride this guy and he's your quarterback one right now, go trade Russell Wilson. There's no reason for him to be on the
Dolphins would
team.
trade for him right now.
There's no reason for him to be on the team then.
And to your point, I think the whole Steelers locker room knew Russ would be QB1 going into the season. So if Russ is healthy week 3 and they switch to Russ, I don't think that caused any turmoil in the locker room. I feel
Could cause a little bit being 2-0, but yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, but them being 2-0 has legitimately nothing to do with the offense. Justin Fields.
Yes,
that's a good point.
The defense is winning these games. The offense is not winning these games.
No, it's the defense. You're right, 100% the defense.
But it's tough. I mean, I talked about this, and obviously people who watch the rundown probably don't listen to my Steelers podcast. But me and my buddy Kevin, I want to say about a month and a half, 2 months ago, we talked about Russell Wilson possibly getting hurt or something like that. Fields comes in and wins a couple games. The offense doesn't look good, and then what do you do? So the Steelers are in the exact situation that
you laid out.
That I laid out, and the toughest situation you could possibly be in. This would be so much different if Russ was healthy. He's starting game 1. That's number 1. He starts game 1. If he plays bad, he's probably going to get pulled after 3-4 weeks. Who knows? But then it's Fields, and Fields is your guy for the rest of the season. You don't go Russ Fields.
Yeah, you don't play roulette. Playing roulette is dangerous.
No, but you can in this situation where
right.
It's Justin Fields, who was always quarterback 2. Then you go to QB1. If he doesn't pan out, you go then stick to Justin Fields and don't put Russ back in for the rest of the season.
I like that.
Okay. Bears last night, the offensive line looks like absolute shit. Eberflus's challenges are just as bad. What's the vibe out in Chicago, Nicky Smokes, in terms of Chicago?
The Bears O-line is like the border under Biden. They just let everyone in, bro. I mean, what Caleb have 42 dropbacks, 36 pressures. I mean, it's terrible. I see the Chicago guys and they're panicking. And honestly, I think they're fine long term, but they should be panicking in the short term. Nothing is worse than having a young quarterback. Now, look, Caleb made a couple dumb throws. He's a rookie. He's gonna make mistakes, but they're going to kill this kid's confidence if he keeps getting rocked on 36 of 42 dropbacks. I mean, you are going to destroy this kid.
Listen, I think he's more talented, but you could see a correlation between what happened with Daniel Jones.
Right. Well, I mean,
and getting killed a little bit. There's guys who get killed like that. Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, well, like he looks just like Justin Fields. Now, first of all, he's a lot better than Justin Fields.
I agree with
his arm is way better. He's more accurate. Yes, he made dumb throws, but he's got more pocket presence than Justin Fields ever did. And if he has an offensive line, I think he will be a great quarterback. However, if they don't get that fixed, there is a very good possibility that the Chicago Bears ruin one of the best NFL prospects that we've seen in a long time. It's a concern. The defense, they got a great defense.
I mean, they're holding the Texans to under 20 points. They held the Titans to without points last week. Like, not a lot of points. They're doing their job.
Steelers defensively, like their defense has been phenomenal.
Yeah, I was talking to Shay in the car ride home last night, and I'm like, Caleb Williams, he will put it together and he'll realize, like, hey, this is not college. I can't make these superhero throws like I used to do in college.
Right.
Once he gets a better offensive line, I think he's going to be really, really good. You can just tell when guys come into the league, you know right away who has it, who doesn't. Bo Nix, that guy, he does not have it.
He doesn't have it.
Cash that bet.
He's pretty bad. But you because you don't even see flashes with him.
No,
you see flashes with Caleb Williams. You've seen a lot of flashes with C.J. Stroud last year.
With Bryce Young.
Yep. Oh, Brett's another guy. Bryce Young he's not a quarterback.
You could tell the second he walked into camp and he looked like a seventh grader coming into school for the first
time.
He's like, whoa.
That whole organization is
no aura.
Yeah,
zero. But I think Caleb Williams is going to end up being pretty good. I don't know if they have the right head coach, and I definitely don't think they have the right offensive line.
Yeah, it's got to change. And overnight, you're not just going to improve your offensive line. So that's another year they got to fix that out. So
that's all. Yeah,
he does have flashes.
Yeah, it is.
Outside of drafting the right quarterback, building the offensive line is the hardest thing to do in the NFL.
Definitely. Chiefs steal one from the Bengals. Third year in a row, the Bengals have started 0-2. Controversial pass interference. Mahomes INT called back. Leads the league in overturned INTs on flags for the last 3 seasons. What do you guys think of the flag? It was clearly a penalty. It was clearly a penalty, Nick, no matter who it's for. It was clearly a penalty.
You don't call that fucking penalty.
Yes, you do. I hate that. You don't call it late in the game.
You don't call that.
It was absolutely interference.
If the script was
this coming from a D-back. I played D-back.
You are a sorry ass D-back. Now listen to me. If you flip the fucking script and that happens with the Bengals, they are not throwing that flag on Kansas City in Arrowhead.
I disagree.
I
disagree.
Listen, I'm with Rico. I disagree, but I will say, there does seem over these last couple of years like there definitely is some bias with the Kansas City Chiefs. That's all I'll say.
There's definitely a little bit of bias. Definitely a little bit of bias, but that was a clean flag.
Rico, if that happened to your team in a big game like that, you're gonna be like, oh, refs made the right call on fucking 4th and bump.
You're probably right. I don't have a horse in the race, so that's why you come into it with a more level head. I agree with you. If it was the Giants who got fucked, I would have been mad. You're right.
100%. Especially like that, like Joe Burrow, like they needed that fucking win. And then you got Jamar Chase, who, by the way, has become the most insufferable person in the NFL. And I used to love him. Coming out of college, he was great, electric, great, gritty, and now he's just a dirtbag.
You can't take that flag. no matter what you think of the ref, you cannot take that flag in that situation. And
No,
Burrow had to calm him down. He only had 4 catches for 35 yards. He's shooting his mouth off after the contract. He's like, if I want to beat Justin Jefferson, I'm going to beat the shit out of Justin Jefferson, not by a penny, brother. So he's getting a little like over his head.
And he got flustered over a legal hit. Like, I thought maybe he got his face mask ripped. They showed the rip. I'm like, what the fuck is he bitching about?
You can't take a flag in that situation. You cannot.
And then he's putting his hands on the franchise quarterback, like pushing him off just to get back.
Yeah, he's yelling at him.
And if he doesn't get that flag, who knows? Now it's 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. They might call another play up for Jamar. They might score a touchdown, and then we wouldn't even be talking about the pass interference. So he needs to figure his life out and stop being a fucking prick.
Yeah. Cowboys suck.
They don't.
You said,
bro, the Saints just might be a wagon.
No,
I was a year early on the Saints. I picked the Saints to win the division and make the playoffs last year.
Not a wagon.
They could be a wagon, bro.
They're not.
They got a lot of weapons.
I said Derek Carr is ass, and I stand by that. I'm not going back and forth. Listen, it's week 2 of the NFL season. Teams overachieve, teams underachieve.
It's fair.
I think that the Saints are not a playoff team. I think I don't think they are. I really don't think
you don't think they're the best team in their division?
Right now, yes.
I mean, I don't like. I think they're going to be the best team the whole year.
I don't know. I mean, the Bucks look pretty good. The Bucks look okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Bucks. Listen, I don't think my take. I'll stand on my take. Derek Carr is ass. I still don't think he's that good of a quarterback. Did he have a great game?
Yeah.
No. He didn't have a great game. He threw 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. That is not a great game. He threw a screen pass.
That's a good point.
To Alvin Kamara, who went for 1 billion yards. Like, that is not a great game. A great game is 3-4 touchdowents, no picks.
And his good game last week, his good game last week was against basically fucking us playing defensive back.
It's a good point. People are hitting me up and like, sure, it's fair. You can assault me in my DMs. You fucking idiot. Derek Carr is not ass. Buddy, why don't you come back in week 18 and hey, if the Saints are there and Derek Carr is playing fucking really good football, my hand will go up and say I was completely wrong. I'm not putting my hand up over a week 2 win.
And
I'm not doing
Jerry's right. People overreact to week 2. I put out a tweet last night. I said, these are the top quarterbacks in the NFL, and then there's everyone else. It was Mahomes, Allen, who did I have at 3? Don't remember. Stroud, Burrow. Or Burrow was like up there.
Do you have Lamar in there?
No. And everyone was like, how the fuck do you not have Derek Carr up there? I'm like, bro, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, it's week 2. Now, I don't think he's as ass as Jerry's saying he is, but he's right. There's a lot of overreactions to week 2. Yep. I've been talking about Sam Darnold, top 5 quarterback in the league. I'm like, are you guys smoking crack? No offense, Jerry.
You're good.
I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah, no, Rico. I mean, like, it's at the end of the day, it's week 2. And
this was the biggest overreaction week. This is why this is a tough week to handicap, because you're getting overreactions from week 1.
Yeah,
like you're looking at what all for one game. Everybody overreacts. So week 2 is
Did I think the Cowboys were going to crush them? Yes.
I bet the Cowboys.
I thought the Cowboys were going to come out and crush them. They didn't. They got crushed. And Derek Carr threw for 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. So if that is a great game, by all means, it's a great game to you. It's not a great game to me.
The end of this game was very frustrating for the Lions. For a guy who's like, grab your nuts and roar, and we're fucking the toughest guys on the block. The Lions were not throwing the ball in the end zone when they needed to. Refusing to throw the ball enough for a first down, enough for the end zone. You're down 6 or whatever they were down. You need the touchdown. Absolutely ridiculous play calling by the Lions. I thought the Lions came out of that chicken shit.
They went out of their way to lose that game. I mean, the Bucs were down their best defensive back.
3 defensive backs.
Yeah. I mean,
crazy.
They should have won that game. And then Baker gives them a shot at the end of the game. And Jared Goff is playing fucking skip rocks.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And like Goff, well, I think he's pretty good. Like he could sling that motherfucker. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he got like a stinger or if he jerked off too hard last night, but he did not have that zip that he usually does when he's throwing the ball. But shout out to the Bucs. They played a
credit to Baker Mayfield too. I mean, he's playing really good football. You've seen it at the end of last year too. He was playing some really good football. Great QB play.
He's in the top half of quarterbacks. He's like maybe like 12, 13 right now.
I think it's pretty good, man.
Baker had 185 yards, 1 touchdown, and interception.
Yeah, I mean,
that's not a great game.
No, it's not a great game, but as far as game managing, he's doing a really good job.
He's doing well.
And their defense showed up big time.
Yeah. I couldn't believe they held the Lions to 16 points.
Yeah.
Like I think they have one of the deepest offenses in the NFL. I was going into that game thinking Jared Goff was going to go for 350 and 2 to 3 touchdowns, considering everyone that they lost in the secondary. But they didn't. They showed up, and shout out to the Bucs. They're red hot.
Vikings showed out. Justin Jefferson with a monster catch. Christian McCaffrey on the IR. Do you stress the 49ers? Is this 49ers like, is it all because of McCaffrey that lost yesterday? Or that they don't have McCaffrey?
No, I was reading stats that when they travel east, they're not that great. I know what is Minnesota? Are they central?
Minnesota's central.
I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know. I was looking at betting trends, and the Niners just always suck over there. But like Jerry said, it's week 2. Does McCaffrey help? Yeah, but running back's the most replaceable position in the NFL, even if it is the number 1 running back. I mean, you saw week 1 with Mount. I mean, that guy looked like he was fucking Christian McCaffrey. The Vikings came out to play, and shout out Brian Flores, their defensive coordinator, former Miami Dolphins head coach, who got fired because he thought Tua was trash and wouldn't last in the league, so we sacked him. And Brock Purdy walked over to Brian Flores after the game and said, "Your scheme is insane." Yep. And the Vikings defense they were all over him.
Yeah. And Vikings are sneaky if Justin Jefferson is healthy throughout the whole year.
Is that they posed this on? I think Smitty posted on Pick Central too. Is Sam Darnold that much of a downgrade from Kirk Cousins, if at all?
No. That's what I was going to ask you. I feel like he's played.
I don't think he is.
There's no need to rush JJ McCarthy
right now. I don't think he is. No.
I don't think he's that much of a downgrade. I think he's right there.
Yeah, I know. I mean, let's show a little respect to Captain Kirk. He's a great regular season quarterback. Now, I don't know what's going on with him in Atlanta right now. I don't know if his legs fucked up.
They suck.
Kirk has been a good quarterback in the NFL. Sam Darnold's kind of been a journeyman. He's hot right now, but I think Jerry hit the nail on the head. It's week 2. Like you get hot a little bit, but then who knows? Your season comes crashing.
Yeah, Rico.
down.
I mean, you were big on the Falcons.
Big on the Falcons.
I mean, but now it's week 2, and you're saying they stink.
They could lose. They lose tonight. I think they'll lose tonight. Then they're staring at the Chiefs. That's 0-3. It's insurmountable to come back from that to make the playoffs. It's insurmountable.
I mean, obviously they're an underdog tonight. If I do bet on this game, I think I'm going to take the Falcons money line.
Really?
I do.
I kind of like the over in that game.
Yeah, I like the over as
well. Is AJ Brown playing? No,
right? He's out. We got Devontae Smith and Saquon to score touchdowns.
I have another take. Jalen Hurts looks a lot slower than previous.
Yes.
I don't know if that is true, but that's just the JJ eyeball test. Just watching, he looks slower, significantly slower. So I agree. I mean, I don't know what to make of that. If that's going to be even a big deal for Philly, but that's just what I see.
Where do you guys stand on the Jets?
They suck.
I agree with that. I think they got a lot of problems. Rodgers isn't throwing the ball past 10 yards. They obviously have a weapon in Breece Hall. Braylon Allen looked good yesterday, but I think the Jets are overrated. Massively overrated.
And the Titans go out of their way to lose.
Yes. Will Levis with an awful play. Yes.
Did you see what he did?
Yes.
When he was going down for the sack, he pitches it backwards.
Yes. It's the second time he's done that.
The coach looks at him, and you can read his lips clear as day. What the fuck are you doing? And that's been the story of the Titans for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
If Will Levis wasn't such a fucking airhead worrying about putting mayo in his coffee and crying over his ex-girlfriend who's fine as fuck.
Is he crying over her?
Probably.
I don't think so.
Maybe. I don't know.
He's hung like a horse.
Will Levis?
He does. He's got a horse cock.
His dick was massive.
Yeah, his dick's huge.
I wouldn't be crying over nobody.
His dick's too big because he's making too many dickhead errors on the fucking football field.
Raiders steal one against the Ravens. The Ravens are another team who can't put anybody away. They can't put anybody. That game was deadlocked, done, over, sayonara, 4 different ways. And the Ravens, next thing you know, the Raiders are kicking a field goal to win the thing.
Yeah.
Lamar is the most confusing quarterback in the NFL.
Yep.
I don't know. I still to this day, I mean, I had this take for a long time. That he is not going to win a Super Bowl ever. He's not going to do well in playoff games. But then it's like he'll have great games, and you're like, damn, I'm a dumbass. And then he has games like that where you're like, yeah, this guy really isn't that good. I mean, he's good with his feet, but like, I don't know what to make of him. I really don't anymore.
He's very up and down.
Yes. I love Lamar Jackson. He's from Broward County. I've been there.
BC boy.
From the jump.
Do they call it BC?
No, we could just call it Broward.
Show some respect.
Yeah, some respect on Broward County, Rio. You don't want those problems. I'm telling you. I love Lamar. I think he's a great player. I 100% agree with Jerry. 1000%. I don't think he's accurate enough. And like you said, he'll get hot some games and you'll be like, oh shit, this guy's really good. But he's not consistent enough. And when the games matter most and you got to make those tight window throws, he just doesn't have it. We've seen it time and time again. And they'll look great in the regular season. I'm not worried about them. They'll turn it around.
Yeah, I'm not worried about them. I think they will turn it around.
They do have a tough schedule coming up. I forget who it is, but
Cowboys
it's
next?
Cowboys, Bills, and Bengals, I think, is their next three.
Shit.
It's a tough stretch. Meanwhile, the Bengals have two easy games coming up. They're both 0-2 in that division. Looking up at you. So
the game's in Dallas, right? I'm pretty sure. I was doing so like I'll make the lines in my head and then I'll see how close I was on like the actual line. I had Dallas being a favorite and Baltimore's favorite on the road against Dallas.
How many points? 2.5?
It's 1. I obviously not a lot of points. I was just surprised to see the Ravens going into
that might be a little bit of an overreaction to how bad Dallas looked.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, listen, every team in the NFL, every single team is going to have games like the Cowboys just played, where it's just like, holy shit, this
never had a chance. Yeah,
we never had a chance, and we can't get anything going. Every team is going to have at least 1 or 2 of those games a year.
Right.
So maybe the Cowboys had that game early in the year. You know, who knows? Maybe the Ravens had that game this week as well. Who knows? But if I'm betting on that game, I think I'm gonna take the Cowboys.
And as a Miami Dolphins fan, I know what it's like to be the Super Bowl champs in September. So I am with Jerry 100%. Like anything that we think we know, we don't know.
Yeah,
a lot of football to be played.
Seahawks win one,
and that goes for my take too, Rico, on Justin Fields. He can put it together
right
in week fucking 4, 5, and 6. I don't know. From what I see now, though, I don't think he's a guy.
Got it. Seahawks win one. Commanders beat the Giants. There should be a rule that your punter has to learn how to kick field goals. The guy missed the extra point. It's the same game. Or go get a punter who can also kick field goals just in case. But like it was an absolute disaster. He missed the extra point.
Yeah, but there's not a player that could have kicked a field goal from 25, 30 yards.
I don't know. You don't want to put a guy out there who's going to fucking get hurt, maybe, but whatever. But it was an absolute disaster.
I just kicked 700 field goals and I didn't get hurt.
Yeah, you got hurt. You told me you couldn't walk.
I couldn't walk the next day, but that's 700. But I was making 25, 30 yarders at one point.
Yeah.
Guys, did you see that the Giants had an extra spot on their roster?
Oh, no, I didn't see this.
So they went into the game with 52 players. They could have added a kicker.
That's bad.
That's crazy.
And Graham Gano was already hurt.
He was already banged up.
Yeah,
and then he hurt something.
He was hurt.
But he didn't hurt the same spot. He hurt something different just by freak accident.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, they should have added a kicker.
They knew he was
hurt. We knew he was hurt.
And that's bad coaching.
Bad coaching.
The Giants made NFL history. They're the only team with 3+ touchdowns, allow none on defense, and still lose the game.
Crazy.
And the Commanders are scumbags for beating a team with no kicker with 7 field goals. Like that's crazy.
Nuts. The Giants are just bad. It's a reset. It's a complete reset for the
Blake
Giants.
Neighbors is good though.
Yes. So we got a weapon there.
Bad drop, but he's going to be really good.
Yeah, he's really, really good. So Daniel Jones, sayonara, and then we'll figure it out from there. Browns beat the Jaguars. I think Trevor Lawrence is ass.
Yeah, he was.
One of the worst football games I've watched in a while.
Packers beat the Colts in another ass game. You talk about a game plan from the Packers. Packers look great. They run all over the Colts. How did the Colts let them run all over them? Malik Willis can't pass. A great win by the Packers. And then the Chargers beat the shit.
On the ball? You see
that?
I
saw the center throw up on the ball.
Hilarious. Unreal.
Yeah. So, Chargers beat the shit out of the Panthers. J.K. Dobbins gets it home. Jerry, that caller let us down big time.
Yeah, he had
Jerome Ford, who led the game in rushing, but he couldn't get in there.
I know.
Deshaun Watson, another one. I'm getting sick of quarterbacks stealing the glory.
I know.
Running quarterbacks, I'm getting sick of.
Maybe do we make the show no caller then? I don't know.
And go back to 2?
I don't know. I mean,
it was your idea for the call.
Oh, give Nicky Smokes.
Yeah, maybe we just if we hit next week and we're like 2 of 3 and we both hit and the caller doesn't hit, we might have to just ask the callers.
All right, we might have to ask the caller, but shout out to House Call. College football, switching gears. Georgia beats Kentucky in a gross one. This is a little bit of Georgia just does this sometimes. Plays with their food. They don't get things going on offense. I feel like they'll be fine.
I think that's just like what happens when good teams play at Kentucky. I don't know why. I feel like it's always a scrap when good teams go to Kentucky. Georgia's going to be fine. It's SEC football. They squeaked one out when they needed it most. They're good. That's just SEC football, man.
Quinn Ewers gets hurt. Arch Manning throws a TD pass on the first play. Arch Manning 5 total touchdowns, 9 of 12, 223, 4 TDs, 153 yards rushing, and 1 TD. Depending on how long Ewers is out, now you're going with Arch. Does this affect Texas at all? Is this any of a drop off with Arch?
Where do they play? I don't even know where they play.
Well, they're playing the SEC now, so they got a very difficult schedule.
Who did they play?
They played UTSA.
Yeah.
I don't even know where the fuck that it would be on the map.
San Antonio, Texas.
I think it's looking at big picture. It's looking at big picture.
Yeah, I would still stick with Quinn Ewers.
I mean, if they win their next 3-4 games, you might have to stick with Arch. Let me see what they have. They got UL Monroe. They'll smack them. That's irrelevant. Mississippi State irrelevant. If Arch Manning starting the Red River rivalry game and they beat Oklahoma and then beat Georgia the following week with Arch Manning, you got to stick with him.
I think that goes without saying. If he beats Georgia, that's pretty obvious.
Well, even if he beats Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I heard the injury wasn't really that significant, though.
So we'll see. We'll see what they want to do. Yeah, you're right. I'm not too familiar with the injury.
He looked good, but again, he was playing up against a bunch of Boscos. So we'll see how he turns out.
Bosco's got some pretty good hands, no?
Yeah, good hands.
Yeah, I mean, you stepped up for the punt challenge. I mean, there's one thing to catch punts with no one running at you versus guarding a wide receiver who could run a 4.5.
Yeah, right. I don't think I could guard anybody anymore. I think those days are past me.
Yeah. I don't think you had those days, but we continue.
Even back in the day, we were playing a lot of zone. I was very good at the zone scheme. You know what else I was good at? I was knowing what they were going to run. We would watch film till it was like blue in the face. And then I would know what it was. Yeah, you had all the calls. Check Cougar, check this, check that. We figured it out. Bama with a big win. LSU, South Carolina. I know Dave was really mad about this game. South Carolina basically got fucked a bunch of different ways in that game with the refs. LSU with a big comeback. Texas A&M, Florida's completely ass, Nikki.
Yeah, we're absolute dog shit. I think spending $28 million to fire Napier is the easiest $20 million ever.
They scheduled a board meeting.
The boosters already raised the money. They raised $28 million from after Saturday. So basically in one day, they raised the $28 million to fire him.
Did they really?
Yeah.
That's pretty.
I got to get those guys to try and pay off my
you
mortgage.
think about it. Like, these guys are super rich. $3 million to them, times that by 4 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, boom.
You in touch with any of these guys? Any of these guys feel like doing something nice? Paying off a mortgage? Fucking
I mean, if I get in that loop, you ain't going to see me, bro. I'm going to be on the PJ to Ibiza.
All right, throw me a bone if you can. Throw Jerry a bone too. He's got a mortgage.
Yeah.
Jerry's got his own hookups. Jerry don't pay for nothing.
I pay for some stuff.
Jerry don't pay. He don't pay for.
You have a hookup. You don't pay for your mortgage, Jerry?
Nothing.
No, I pay for my of course.
I don't know. Jerry side deals. You never know. Colorado beats the shit out of Colorado State. Travis Hunter was unbelievable. 13 catches, 100 yards, 2 TDs. Shador Sanders refuses to shake hands after he was going like this to the kid.
What do you think of that, Bosco? I'd love to hear your take.
I just think that Colorado loves to like celebrate a lot, man. There's a lot of baggage over there, and now things are going okay. They get a win against Colorado State, and they love to shove it in people's faces. But you didn't hear shit when they were getting their shit pumped by Nebraska. So it's very like they're fair weather over there in Colorado. Big time fair weather guys.
I will say though, Colorado State was talking a lot of shit on Instagram. Now in the fight game, it's different. Like they're trying to pump up a pay-per-view. In football, like, hey, like you go out there, you beat someone's ass,
right?
And you feel like they were disrespectful leading up into that game. I mean, if you feel that type of way, I don't think you have to shake his hand. I mean, I would have just let it go, but
yeah,
Shador.
Florida State is doo-doo. 0-3, first team to cash their win total under. Absolute doo-doo fest. And this one more bonus. Dylan Raiola from Nebraska says he does not try to imitate Patrick Mahomes. I can't even say that with a straight face.
Yeah.
All he does is fucking imitate Patrick Mahomes.
And I don't have a problem with him imitating.
No, I think if the guy's the best in the world, you should try to be like him.
Yeah, and we forget Mahomes has been in the league for 8 years. So that kid's a true freshman. He's probably 18, 19 years old max. So he grew up 10, 11, 12 years old, which is like that fanboy age of watching Mahomes and idolizing him and mimicking him. So it makes sense that he copies everything he does. Like, bro, just come out and say it. Like, no one's like, we all know.
Yeah.
It's clear as day. But yeah, I mean, it's whatever.
After show, the UCF card looked unbelievable. This girl, Irina Adania.
UFC, get it right. Get it right, you fucking.
What did I say?
Yeah. You're thinking of.
Oh, I always say that. UFC. UFC Arena Adonis face cut goes viral. Robbie
Fully
K
fake.
gets what? Bully
Fully
face.
fake.
Bro, I saw a tweet. Someone posted that picture of her, and the commenter said, I just want to stick my meat in that cut. And I just logged off Twitter for the day. Too horny. Too horny on Twitter. Sorry, continue, Rico.
Robbie Fox gets 20K from Dana White. Robbie Fox may be the nicest guy in the world. Just incredible. Some wedding money. He needs the wedding money coming up. That's big.
Deserves it 100%.
Yeah.
Incredible.
If I saw some scumbag prick at this company get a free 20 grand like Jerry, I'd be like, oh, this fucking guy. But Robbie, I was like, oh, that warms my heart.
It does, right? Yeah, he's the nicest guy.
Yeah.
Jerry, I think the next time I'm going to see you is Surviving Barstool.
Yeah, I'm happy you brought that up. For the after show. I mean, me and you, new show,
a lot of toys out there. There's a lot of toys and gadgets to play with at nighttime.
A lot. Now, I would think people would guess that we would be together.
Right.
I don't know. But, I'm just saying, all I'm going to say is, hey, you do me dirty or I do you dirty.
We're right back to square one.
Maybe this show just is no longer there.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how the tribes are going to go. If it's random.
I had to take a guess. I don't
You don't think it's going to be random?
No, I don't.
Because that seems like that's like unfair to a degree.
No, I don't think it's going to be random. I think in the back of my mind, what I'm thinking they're going to do is either pretty much do that draft again, or
that's not random then. I mean, that is random. If they did a draft.
No, I think random is like picking out of a hat.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying.
And then not random.
I get what you're saying.
Either they're going to do that, which is the same thing last year with the captains, or they're going to have teams already made up. I could see that happening.
That's my biggest worry, because you get placed in a bad tribe or your tribe where your numbers are against you, you're fucked.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. If they put me on a tribe with, I don't know, Brianna Chicken Fry, Clemmer. I mean, the guys like people like that who I don't ever talk to.
Right.
It's kind of weird, It's
but you can adapt in the game. It's gonna be good.
For sure.
Nikki, are you worried about being there and seeing this unfold? And then spoiling it? Are you one of those guys who can watch and not say anything?
No, I don't give a fuck. I'm kind of boycotting it, to be real. I was on the list. I was on the list, and then I got cut probably for some multi-million-dollar NFL athlete that already has $1,800 million in the bank account. So, but yeah, no.
Who'd you get cut for?
No clue. I don't know.
All right, so Nikki's a little upset. Nikki's a little upset. You would have been a good Ed.
No, I mean, yeah.
You could have been in the nighttime antics, guys. You could have been with us.
And I'm a fucking savage.
Yes.
Like that's what it comes down to. But yeah, let's just keep bringing on these little fucking that'll get bullied and not fight back. It's cool. I don't care. I hope you guys have a great show. I hope it puts up numbers I won't be watching.
I think it's gonna put up
it's gonna be the most watched thing that we've put out. Maybe I'm a little salty. I'm not a part of it. But hey, I haven't earned my share.
Do you feel like you have to play differently, Jerry? This will be my final question.
Yeah, I'm not do I think I know.
Yeah, I think I know I have to play differently.
Yeah, because listen, I came in second place, and for as soon as I voted Dave out and realized what that meant and what my life was going to be like for the next couple weeks, I knew I had no chance to win.
Right.
But, out of spite, I pretty much wanted to do anything and everything I can to make the final, even though I knew I had zero chance to win.
Makes sense. But you got to change it up this time. Yeah, I think I got to change it up too.
I think I have a good game plan this time.
All right.
We'll see what happens.
All right. We're looking forward to it. Surviving Barstool starts filming next week.
Monday. When are you getting into town?
Sunday. I'll be there for football.
All right. So we'll watch football together, and then with Surviving. And then we got to record house call,
Yeah. We'll work it out. It's already in the works. So we'll figure it out. But that is the rundown. We'll check you tomorrow.